bit of oil. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, it is sloppy and white outside. I think we're up to not as much snow as they were calling for, so that is a nice thing. But it's very wet underneath. Like, it's never great when birds are climbing out of your hood. Yikes. I totally checked the oil. Okay, we're gonna go do some ripping, hopefully. As long as the snow isn't too deep. I don't think it is. But yeah, it's the only accumulation is really where it's drifted and the gravel is still very wet underneath. I'm going to avoid plowing the yard as long as possible, because I'll probably plow more gravel than snow at this point. But it does not look like it's going to melt. I think winter is here, and this is just what we have to deal with from now on. We have enough manure to do still that we need to get going at it. It's going to be a fine balance between getting it on, that we aren't making a mess, but getting it on soon enough that we can still work it in. So, like, the snow is going to insulate the ground, keep it from freezing, which is good, but we need the ground to be firm enough to drive tanks over. So, yeah. And yeah, we'd like to work the manure in that we spread. So we will see what happens. But for today, we're gonna try and do some ripping. Pull it up to the shop, put oil in, and I have to switch the tote. I did order one. It's got to sit in here. I just got to swap it. This system works okay. Obviously those air filler ones, like the pneumatic ones that pump the oil, would be sweet. My only concern with something like that is, one, somebody will just stick the nozzle in and walk away, pump way overfill something, and two, I don't know. It's easy to explain to somebody that, hey, if it's not on the dipstick, you need 10 liters. If it's just below the ad, you need 5 liters. If it's not on the stick at all, I don't know how much to tell you it takes, because anyway, like, I think people would way overfill tractors way more often if there wasn't manual labor involved in it. Somebody would just stick the nozzle in and walk away, and yeah, be sweet to have someday, but I don't know how to regulate it, I guess is what I'm saying. There needs to be rules. There needs to be rules for everything. I shouldn't check it when it's running, or do this when it's running, but two more in and call it good. Yeah, when the tractor's off, that reservoir fills way up, and then when the tractor gets turned on, it pumps the axles full, so it really drops the tank. So you don't want to fill it up to the fill with the tractor running, because it'll be way over full when you turn the tractor off. Plus the oil heats and expands, and if you go for a long road trip, it actually just bubbles out the breather because you have too much oil in it. So there's a fine line with, never be an issue if you're only driving few kilometers, which that tractor is all it's going to be doing the rest of the year. But yeah, put a couple more in. Yeah, there's actually a decent amount of snow in some spots. Hopefully this goes. If the snow gets too deep, it starts plowing the front discs. So then you gotta lift them up. But we would like to have them incorporated in corn stalks because everything we're going to do today is going to be soybeans. But yeah, I don't know if the snow is going to disappear at this point, so I don't know if our elevator is really going to get cleaned up this year. We got all the good corn cleaned up. Yeah. It'll just be a stinky mess in the spring, but it is what it is, I guess, if the weather... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the 2-week forecast doesn't have many days that even get close to zero for the highs, so we don't want to have to shovel a foot of snow to clean up the stuff. But, it is what it is what I'm saying, I guess. It'll get done when it gets done. Alright, it was a super long commute all the way from over there. Good news is I'm going to throw the drone up and we should be able to get, you should be able to see that bin roof today, so that'll be exciting. So, we got our old line, have to accept. I don't know why it looks so far off. A ripper in the ground. Oh, Christian, you left me all frozen up. Nice. Oh, we were spinning there. I don't think this is gonna work. We might have to go do some bean ground or something. I don't know why it was working okay for him the other night. Unsuccessful. The corn stalk ground has held the snow from the stubble, and there's just too much snow. It's plugging up the discs and the gangs and dragging corn stalks, making a mess. So we've switched to, I got some dirt moved, I got some gravel at the other end of the wash bay, I got a bit of gravel at this end of the wash bay. Nothing's pretty, but at least it can start the settling process. And if it freezes like that for now, that's fine too. It's probably going to freeze before it settles. Yeah, hopefully next week. Today's Saturday. Hopefully next week sometime the builders are here to frame that up. That would be sweet. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a building to do stuff in, or to wash stuff anyway. Even if it isn't heated, we can. At least you're out of the weather. We're gonna go on an exploration mission. We recently purchased the farm next door to the home farm, and there's a bunch of fence line we can tear out. Maybe gain, we won't gain much, an acre or two. At least take the fence lines out, so that a little easier to farm around. Grab some topsoil. There is a washout down at the I guess southeast corner of our home farm that we want to get filled in, which you remember all this topsoil was from the bin pad expansion. We went to rent that gravel dumper again and truck it all down to the washout, I think. So we come down here to the southeast corner of our home farm. We have a stone pile because the closest bush is all the way over there. And there is a municipal catch basin on the north end of this pile. But what I would like to do is relocate all of that pile down to, and this is the washout that we want to fill in. We've been cropping through it. We just don't do any tillage through it right now. I think there's enough topsoil there. It's maybe not the best time of year to fill in a washout. I don't know. What do you do? Bring all that topsoil down and pack it in good. Fill this divot in. We still won't tillage through it, but at least I couldn't go through there with the combine and the buggy beside me. It's too much of a drop. And we need to keep the flow of water, obviously, but we would like to get ahead of it, get that filled in, and then so we're coming up to the pasture, the old pasture. I haven't got out and looked, but I know there's a big divot through, and I don't know if the municipal drain comes out there, that we can't fill that divot in, but what I would like to do is to relocate that stone pile into that trench, and then we can bury it with topsoil, and hopefully farm straight through for a little bit. Gain another 24 or 36 rows of corn would be sweet, but I haven't walked down there, so. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But it appears to be water coming out of there. Oh boy, that is deep snow. Got my boots all full. What is your deal? What is your deal? Do you have a bottom? You have a bottom. Ugh. I should have did this when there wasn't snow. I'm assuming this is the drain for the municipal, so we probably won't be able to fill this trench in. Whew. How far back do you go? But yeah, that would gain a lot of land. Ugh, I don't know if we can just, maybe we can bury some pipe to get us out. Probably want an excavator then to straighten up that divot. But yeah, that's the old fence line. That's why I picked up that T-post the last day of combining. But yeah, it would be sweet to try and gain some ground. We can definitely gain this corner by tearing this fence out, and if we could fill that in, that would be really sweet. That would really, like, gaining creek ground is fine, but if you make a bunch of divots that the sprayer runs over corn and corn planter just overlaps, and I don't know, sometimes it's not worth it. But everything is nice and straight right now. But this is gonna be one of our winter projects anyway, if the winter is mild. Getting this all fixed up. Yeah, we might have to rent an excavator to bury some pipe there. But gain a bit of ground. This I don't remember how bad this part of the creek floods in the spring. I don't think it's too terrible. I think anywhere where there's long, like the dead grass, the long grass, maybe gets underwater. But other than that, I think it's not too bad. That's from fence line up there. It's not fun tearing out fence to begin with. And doing it in the snow is not going to be. It's not going to be fun at all. But yeah, normally we don't get snow this early, or snow that stays anyway. But we very rarely have a white Christmas anymore, it seems. If we do, it's for a day or two, not because it's here to stay. But I don't know. lot of snow down here. This may be a dangerous activity to do with a foot of snow. I'm sure there's a reason. It'd be nice if the creek just ran straight. But it is what it is. We'll maybe try and pull that tree out before he gets too big and becomes a problem. Guess we won't really gain much. The creek really bends up towards the fence line there anyway. If we could gain this corner, that's around 300 bushel of corn to sell at the end of the year. A fun little project anyway. A lot of it's just moving that stone pile in the dirt, and even if we can't fill that trench in, we'll still move the stone pile down here somewhere into the flats. So at least we can, it's less of an area to farm around anyway. Yeah, she's just really grown over the years. I don't remember it ever being that big. That relocated, and there's the municipal drain, so we got to watch that guy. We want to make sure, well, ideally it stays bermed around the drain so the water goes into it instead of carrying on towards the creek, because this side of the municipal is slowly eroding. We have stopped working this ground as well. Try and conserve it. You guys can't even really see the bin roof today. It's got snow on it now. Yeah, as you can see, it's probably for the most part still watertight, but it's definitely crinkled to the point that it, yeah. I think if I went up there and jumped on it, it would just go flat again. It's unfortunate. At least it wasn't the new bin. That'd be really disappointing. I do notice that they have more wind rings on the new bin than they do on the old one, for it being the same size, like the roof rings. If that one had another roof ring like that one, maybe it wouldn't have happened, but we probably, yeah. Regardless, it got filled too full, that's why it happened. Normally, the corn starts trickling out of the sides, like where the bin sheet meets the roof. There is a bunch of little holes where the bin roof sheet sticks up. And yeah, normally corn just starts flowing out of there, but my assumption is that this yard is brutal. My assumption is, with all the corn cobs that we had in our sample this year, the corn cobs rolled down first, plugged those holes, which didn't let the kernels fall out. Would be my assumption on why it happened. So, yeah. Is what it is. We'll get it dealt with. I don't know if we're going to deal with it this winter or not. Talk to the bin company, and I would assume that they want the bin full to work on it, but I don't know for sure. So I'm hoping they can do it with them tearing the whole bin down. I don't know. We will see though. So yeah, that's the update on that. This is just sloppy, snotty snow. Like it's wet underneath. It's tanking would go, and we probably wouldn't make a mess. But I think we would be doing more damage than we can see if we did do it right now. So, plus, it'll be our luck as soon as we do get everything organized. If a snowstorm will roll in, and we won't be able to go again anyway. So everything is sitting in the shop, warmed up, ready to go for when we see fit. Yeah, we're gonna go watch take my boy to the Santa Claus parade. So that's what we're doing the rest of the afternoon anyway. Probably won't venture back out because it's supposed to be snowing again. So appreciate everybody watching. Stay tuned for the finish of manure, the finish of tillage, and a bunch of shop work. But I would love to pull that inside, but the manure tanks are taking up the inside storage, so it is what it is. Thanks for watching. See you next time.